Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today we are reading from Nectar of Instruction, Sloka 6. Okay, let us begin right here. I don't think anybody is in the class, but I'm the one who does it alone every day. I don't know why devotees are not interested um, taking this class. But anyways, yeah, the one who are new devotees, yeah, I'm also not supposed to take this class right now, but you know, cause the Nectar of Instruction is not the book who like the starting devotees should not read they should not read the book if they have not completed the Bhagavad Gita. So I'm the one who haven't completed the Bhagavad Gita, so I should not be reading this, but we have already started it, but like I don't want to break it. So yeah, that's the reason we are doing it. So let's go ahead. This tiha sarva janira bhupascha dasopadir das josayer na prakalpatam ta bhakta jancha prasyat Gangavasam na khalu budbura vilana pankir brahmana dravantam aprati niradadormiha. Being situated in his original Krishna consciousness position or pure devotee does not a pure devotee does not identify with a body. Such a devotee should not be seen from materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee having a body born in a low family, a body with a bad complexion, a deformed form body, or diseased or infirm body. According to the to ordinary vision, uh, such imperfections may seem profound in the body of pure devotee, but despite such seems defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like water of Gangas, which is sometimes during rainy season full of bubbles and form of mud. The Gangas water do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding can bathe in the Ganga without considering the condition of the water. Purport: Suddha Bhakti is the activity of proper soul in other words, engagement in the transcendental loving service. The Lord is performed in a liberated condition in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14.26. It is stated, Mamcha yo भय भावी से चेरा भक्ति योगेन सवते सागुनुन समितित्यातिन ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते कल्पते. Uh, one one who eagers full devotional service. Mm, 2 minutes, everybody. Yeah. Uh, 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 One who engages in devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, as at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus come to the travel of Brahman. Aya avya bicharani bhakti means unalloyed devotion. A person engaged in devotional service must be free from mat- material motives. In Krishna consciousness movement, one's consciousness must be changed. If consciousness is aimed toward material enjoyment, it is material consciousness, and if it is aimed toward serving Krishna, it is Krishna consciousness. A surrendered souls serves Krishna without material consideration. Anya bhilasita sunyam janana karmade anavartam. unalloyed devotional service, which is transcendental to the activities of the body and mind, such as jnana, mental speculation, akarma, fruitive work, and is called pure bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is the proper is the proper activity of the soul, and when one fully engages in unalloyed, uncontaminated devotional service, he is already liberated. Sa gunun samiti tayan tayaitan. Krishna's devotee is not subjected in material conditions, even though his bodily features may appear materially conditioned. One should one should therefore not see the pure devotee from materialistic point of view. Unless one is actually a devotee, he cannot see other devotee perfectly. As explained in the previous verse, there are three types of devotees: Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. The Kanishta Adhikari cannot distinguish between a devotee and non-devotee. He is simply concerned with worshipping the deity in the temple. The Madhyama Adhikari, however, can distinguish between devotee and non-devotee, as well as between the devotee and the Lord. Thus, it treats the supreme personality of Godhead, and the devotee and the non-devotee in different ways. No one should criticize the bodily uh, defects of pure devotee. If there are such defects, there they should be overlooked. The what should be taken. Oh my God, who is calling me right now? Oh my, तेरी के खुले call है. Oh my God, sorry everybody. है तेरी कस्त ठेके कॉल करने के दिमाग. Personality of Godhead, a devotee and the non-devotee in different ways. One should criticize the bodily defects of a pure devotee. If there are such defects, they should be overlooked without taken into account of spiritual master main business. Which is devotional service, pure service to the Supreme Lord. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.30, अपि सत् शुद्ध शुद्धचरो वजते मम अन्यवक सुधुर साधुरेव स मन्तव्यः समग वै व्यस्य वैसो he saha. Even if devotee sometimes seems to engage in abdomen activities, he should be considered a sadhu, a saintly person, because he is actually identity is that one is engaged in service Lord, loving service of the Lord. In other words, he should not be he is not considered he is not to be considered an ordinary human being. Even though a pure devotee may not born in a Brahmana or Goswami family, if he is engaged in devotional service of Lord, he should not be neglected. In actuality, there cannot be family of Goswamis based on material consideration, caste or heredity. The Goswami title is actually monopoly of of pure devotee. Thus, we speak about six Goswamis headed by Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami had practically become Mohammedans, and therefore charged their name, uh, changed their name to Dabir, Dabir Khasa and Sakara Malik. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself made them Goswami. Therefore, the Goswami title is not hereditary. The word Goswami refers to the one who controls his senses, who is master of senses. A devotee is not allowed not a devotee is not controlled by the senses but the controller of senses. Consequently, it should uh, it should be called Swami or Goswami, even though he may not be uh, born in a Goswami family. According to the formula the Goswamis who are the descendants of Sri Nityananda Mahaprabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu are certainly devotees, but devotees coming from other families should not be determined against. Indeed, whether the devotee come from a family of a pious acharyas or from a ordinary family, they should be treated equally. One should not think, oh, here is an American Goswami and discriminate against him. Nor one should think that here is Nityananda Vamsa Goswami. There is an undercurrent of protest against awarding the title Goswami to an American Vaishnavas of Krishna consciousness movement. Sometimes people flatly tell that American devotees that their sannyasa title or Goswami title is not bona fide. However, according to the statement Srila Rupa Goswami in this verse, an American Goswami and a Goswami of a family of acharyas are non-different. In one hand, a devotee who has attended the title of Goswami but not born in a Brahmana family or of a Goswami in the family of Nityananda or Advaita Prabhu should not be artificially puffed by thinking that he has become a Goswami. He should always remember that as soon as as he becomes mater, materially puffed up, he immediately falls down. The Krishna consciousness movement is transcendental science, and there is no room for jealousy. This movement is meant for Brahmahamsas who are completely free from all jealousy. Param, param Sarnam, one not to be jealous, whether he was born in a family of Goswamis or he has title Goswami award to him. As soon as one becomes envious, he falls into the platform of Paramahamsa. If if we considered uh, s- if sorry if we considered bodily defects of Vaishnava, we should understand that committing an offense at the lotus feet of Vaishnava. Just 1 minute, everybody. All right, let us begin. We should understand that committing an offense at the lotus feet of Vaishnava, an offense at lotus feet of Vaishnava is very serious. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described the offense of Hatimata, a mad elephant offense. A mad elephant can create a disaster, especially when it enters into a nicely trimmed garden. One should therefore be very careful not to commit any offense against a Vaishnava. Every devotee should be ready to take instruction from a superior or inferior inferior according to the spiritual development in Krishna consciousness. One is forbidden to observe activities of pure Vaishnava from a material point of view. For a neophyte, especially considering a pure devotee from a material point of view is very injurious. One should be therefore avoiding observing a pure observing a pure devotee eternally, but one should try to see eternal features and understand how he is engaged in transcendental service of Lord. In this way, one can avoid seeing the pure devotee from a material point of view. Thus, one can gradually become purified, a purified devotee himself. Those who think Krishna consciousness is limited to a certain section of people, a certain section of devotees, or a certain tract of land are generally prone to see uh, eternal features of a devotee. Such neophytes unable to appreciate the the exacted service of advanced devotee try to being the Mahabharata to their platform. We experience such a difficulty in perfecting this Krishna consciousness all over the world. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by neophyte God brothers who do not appreciate the extraordinary activities spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. So they simply try to bring us to their platform, and they try to criticize us in every respect. We 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 very much regret their native activities and poor fond of knowledge. An empowered person who is actually engaged in confidential service of Lord should not be treated as a ordinary human being, for for its stated for it is stated stated that unless one is empowered by Krishna, one cannot spread Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. When one thus criticizes a pure devotee, he commits a offense, Vaishnava Aparadha, that is very obstructive, dangerous for those who desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. A person who derive any spiritual benefit when he offends the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, when he offends a lotus feet of a Vaishnava, everyone should therefore be very careful not to be jealous of an empowered Vaishnava or Shuddha Vaishnava. It is also a offense to consider an empowered Vaishnava and subject of disciplinary action. It is offensive try to give him advice or to correct him. One can distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava or an advanced devotee by their activities. The advanced Vaishnava is always situated as a as a spiritual master, and the neophyte is always considered as his disciple. The spiritual master must not be subject to the advice of a disciple, nor the spiritual master be obliged to take instruction from those who uh, to instruction from those who are not his disciple. This is the sum and substance of Srila Rupa Goswami advice in sixth verse. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.